It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hello, it's showtime. What's happening, everybody? The Geno Jones Show. That's me. I'm Geno. How we doing? Thanks for hanging around. Thanks for sticking around. So we come to you live, 6:30-ish. Okay, 6:33, 5:33 in Chicago, 3:33 out on the West Coast, out in Los Angeles. Please, you and everybody you know, everybody that you don't know, strangers, aliens, everybody that you like, that you love. Folks you ain't too crazy about, folks you can't stand, folks you hate. I don't care. Tell them all, damn it, to subscribe to the Geno Jones Show on the Geno Jones channel. Please subscribe, share this and every episode. Subscribe, share, like, and binge watch all my back episodes. That's how we get down. Today's Wednesday, July 27th, halfway to the week. Shout out to all my working divas on my radio show on Star 99.7 here in the Charleston, South Carolina Metro. I do something called Working Divas Wednesday. Shout out to all the working divas. It doesn't matter where you're working at home, in the office. You could be out on a construction site. You could be running your own business at home, whatever. You know, you could just be working diva. You know, you could be a working diva, like a housewife, whatever. Shout out to you. I appreciate you and everybody else watching. Happy birthday today, R&B singer, rapper Tory Lanez is 30. You know, he got into that controversy with Meg Thee Stallion, those who are, you know, follow the culture. And happy birthday to Maya Rudolph. She is 50. So Maya Rudolph, she was a star on Saturday Night Live. She's been in movies. She's on, so there's like this show that I believe is on Netflix. I can't think of the name of it. She was married to this dude, this billionaire dude. And she caught him cheating with a young girl. So she left and got like half. What did Eddie Murphy say back in the day? Half. And she's really, really funny. So I was watching it with Damaris. Damaris watches it. So happy birthday. And her mom, the late legend, one of the most beautiful voices and maybe the highest octave that I've ever heard anybody in terms of a note hit, from the south side of Chicago. Rest in peace, power in paradise, to Minnie Riperton. Died way too soon. She was 39. Unfortunately, she died of breast cancer, but she was just beautiful voice, beautiful sister. And this is her daughter, Maya Rudolph. So happy birthday, Maya. All right. So let's talk about it here. So Brittney Griner. Who's Brittney Griner, in case you don't know? So it's a Working Divas Wednesday. This sister is a working diva on that basketball court. So Brittney Griner, WNBA champion, two-time Olympic gold medalist, 2016 and last summer. She was an NCAA college basketball champion and one of the greatest basketball players in the world. Definitely one of the top female basketball players. So, you know, Putin was on some BS, because he's upset because the United States is trying to help Ukraine, because Putin just is on some gangster, he just gonna bogart and just, you know what, I'm taking this country, you once was part of Russia and I'm taking you back. It's like, oh, whoa, wait, man, these people, they're not trying to mess with you. They're not effing with you, as they say on the streets. They're not fooling with you. But the F stands for something different on the streets. But they're not fooling with you like that. They have their freedom and independence, and they want to keep it. They're not trying to be under your dictatorship. Anyway, so Brittney Griner was on her way home because she had been going to Europe. She had been going to Russia for several years, playing basketball. Now, why? You say, well, why would she go to Russia? Because a lot of the Russian oligarchs, like the billionaires that love sports, so what they do, they were paying like the top women basketball players. So a lot of the women from the WNBA, ones from not just America, but all over, they pay them like maybe like 10 times what they were making here in America. So I think the most she made in terms of a salary here was like $400,000. So she was getting like $4 million. play for this Russian billionaire oligarch, one of Putin's boys. I'll talk about another one of Putin's boys in a second. This related to Brittney Griner. So anyway, so Brittney was over in Russia. She had been playing basketball when the WNBA season was over. She would go over to Russia. She's won championships for the Russian team, like they have like a Euro League, a European basketball league. It's like Europe's version of the WNBA or the NBA. And she won championships. I know she won one. I think she's won more than one Euro League championship for this Russian team. She's on her way home. So what does Putin have his thugs do? Arrest the sister. Oh, you've got this vape cartridge. Now, she's been going back and forth to Russia, I think, for 7 years. And she's at the airport trying to come back to America. You snatch her up on some bullish. Some bullshit, I'm just going to say it. So you've got her not only do you just have her in jail, you display it. You have people videotape it. You live feed. You see this tall black woman in shackles in a cage. You're a low down dirty son, Putin. Low down dirty. Don't worry. Karma's real, partner. That's all I got to say. Just keep living. Karma will catch up with your ass. I guarantee you. I digress. So Brittney Griner, wrongfully snatched up, put in a Russian prison, forced to confess to where she had these vape cartridges and it's supposed to be illegal. Where in Russia, it's illegal if they just say it's illegal. They just make up, this ain't America. No, you don't have as flawed as the American, they call it jurisprudence system, the American justice system, as flawed as it is. And there are two tiers of justice. There's white folks justice and just ain't us for like black folks and people of color. But in Russia, ain't none of that. It'll make America's justice system look like the way it should be. So they basically imprisoned her, put her in a cage, shackles, and you see her in this cage, and they open the cage, and she's in shackles, and they taking her to court. This is really, really some foul stuff. But like I said, Putin, karma will catch up with you. So there's some good news about Brittney Griner today. So apparently, President Biden, especially for those who say, President Biden, he ain't doing nothing. He's not delivering. Hello. President Biden has basically told Russia and Putin's ass, okay, look, now I know one of your boys that's been in jail for a long time over here, selling arms, weapons. They call him an arms dealer, selling weapons to countries that shouldn't be getting weapons. His name is a dude named Victor. It is Victor, let me get it right. Victor Bout, like gout. So he's been in he was convicted here in America and been in, I think, like a 25-year sentence, been in jail. An arms dealer. This is one of Putin's boys. Putin really wanted to get this guy out of jail. Putin really had a hard on about this dude being in prison. This is one of his dudes. So President Biden said, okay, look, I know you want your boy Victor. You want us to release him, send his ass back to Moscow. Tell you what, you can have him. You can have your boy. But you got to send Brittney and a guy named Paul Whelan, who's been wrongly imprisoned in Russia. He's been in jail longer than Brittney Griner because some people were complaining. I think the press release came out, or the head of the State Department, can't think of his name right now. Anyway, they mentioned Paul Whelan and Brittney Griner. So folks kind of got their panties in a bunch. Like, why you mentioned, Paul Whelan first, not Brittney? It was like, well, to be honest, and in all fairness, Paul Whelan has actually been in a Russian jail even longer than Brittney Griner. But that's whose name is mentioned first. I don't care. You can mention Brittney's name first or last. As a matter of fact, the truth, as far as I'm concerned, you don't have to mention her name at all, but send her home. How about that? Just send her home. Say what you want to say. You can lie about it. Say you still got her, but send her home, if it come down to that. So anyway, President Biden said he will exchange Putin's boy, Victor Bout, the arms dealer, in exchange for the release of Brittney Griner and Paul Whelan. So we'll see what Putin's going to do. But Putin, this is Putin's boy. He's been trying to get him out. So, okay, Vladimir, your move, partner. Speaking of President Biden. So I went to the gas station this afternoon, to fill up my tank. Do you know that the gas price for premium today, 70 cents, 70 cents cheaper than it was about 4 or 5 weeks ago. It has dropped 70 cents for premium just here. I go to Sam's Club, use my card, and it is 70 cents a gallon cheaper than it was a little over a month ago. How about that? Oh, guess what? Airline tickets, I get emails. This is no endorsement for Southwest. For Southwest, you need to holler at me. I see you got other pitch people. But I'm the king, not the king, the king of pitch men. So holler at me. So anyway, getting tickets. Allie wants to come home and see, mom and dad before she starts back at school. Airline tickets are cheaper. Thank you, President Biden. Now, the truth is, like I told you yesterday, President Biden, no president controls the price of oil. He don't have like a little slide rule, like he don't have like a fader, like a DJ, a club DJ has like the mixer, and now, they got the Pioneer things, and, they got the little slide controls. He don't have like some little slide control, a fader, where you can fade the price up or fade it down. No, he don't have a dial, like a thermostat in your house where you can, let me make gas $5 a gallon for like unleaded, regular. No president has that in America. Same with airline tickets, the same with groceries. The reason I'm paying, $3 a pound more for catfish, people are paying like double what they paid, a year ago or so for chicken wings. It is not President Biden. It's not any president. It's not. All right? The reason the cost of things you buy every day is higher. This whole inflation thing, I'm just giving up the ghost. You know why? It's because the companies and the CEOs that produce these goods, or that run the airlines, or that own the car dealerships, or they sell you homes, or they will give you a loan to buy a house or a car. The companies and the CEOs that run these companies, because they can. Because they can. And it's really that simple. Now, I know economists, they will come on and say, well, see, because there's the man, and then the Federal Reserve Bank, that's a whole nother story. They basically raised the interest rates like 0.75. That's almost like 1 full point. So their theory is, well, because, things are, first of all, poor and working class people had too much money. See, they always blame it on like poor and working class people. Well, there was too much money. They said too much money in the market, and the stimulus money, that President, Biden, the child tax credits, and money, all the money that people were getting to help aid them through COVID, because people had lost their jobs, laid off. So poor and working class people, they were getting financial assistance from the government. Say, well, now all of a sudden, now there's just, the market is flooded with money. So people want to buy all these things. Now, this part was true. There was a shortage for a lot of things, because what happened when everybody was staying home trying to stay alive, and companies, the world shut down, and people were working from home, and people lost their jobs, and people weren't buying things. So these companies cut back. They stopped making things, and they stopped producing at the rates they were, because wasn't nobody buying anything. People weren't going anywhere. So they had all this inventory or stuff. They couldn't sell it. It was like, oh, snap. But we got to drop the prices. That's why gas was like $3 a gallon, because wasn't nobody driving. Nobody was driving. including me. But then once we kind of got on the other side of COVID, finally got a vaccine, finally got Orange Hitler's ass out the way, because he was telling people to drink Lysol, and could you inject like ultraviolet, could you get like a black light? Back in the day, you had the black light, which is really like purple, shine like a black light down your throat, do all kind of crazy ass stuff. So when we got that foolishness out the way, we got vaccines, and now we've got oral medication, Paxlovid, which President Biden took. By the way, he's tested negative twice for COVID. He is now showing a negative COVID test, and he came out today, spoke to everybody, thanked his doctors, and I thanked the folks that made Paxlovid. He called it Paxlovid. Anyway, so now people, for the most part, even though COVID is still out there, but now we got vaccines. Some of us, we boosted, got the first shot, boosted, and we got double boosted. So I've had like 4 of mine. The original one, the booster for that, then the second one, and then really the second one was the third one, and then the booster for that one. So that's 4. I've had all 4 of mine. So now that we can kind of go back outside now, people can go to work, and even with the mask, but we've got oral medication. They have some other medicines for people too, for people who have a pretty severe case. So people feel free or feel freer to, hey, take a trip. Let's take that trip we wanted to take that we postponed for 2 years, 3 years. Let's take the family vacation. Let's go to the club. Let's go to the concert. Let's go to the ball game. Let's see a basketball game or baseball game or football game. So companies like, okay, everybody's getting back here. But so for a while there was a shortage. So there was a demand to buy things, and the demand was greater than the supply. So like, well, if you really want this, companies like, well, if you really want it, then you're gonna have to pay a little premium. And the whole thing with supply chains, it was just having a problem getting stuff that you buy every day off the ships and the containers, and China's, they just doing their stuff. But the bottom line is those supply chain issues, for the most part, have been dealt with. I mean, you go to the store, you can find things on the shelf. It's not like back in the day when you couldn't find anything on the shelf. Because a lot of folks were stocking up, but that's just me. I was raised that way. I was taught never to run out of little stuff like toilet paper, paper towel. I drive the mayor's crazy. She said, we don't need to buy any more. We don't need to buy any more toilet paper. We don't need to buy any more paper towel. We got enough. But I was raised that way. As a kid, I saw my grandparents and my mother, my grandmother, and my grandfather, don't run out of anything. But understand, they lived through the Great Depression in the late 20s and 30s. So they're like, listen, you make sure that you stock up, never run out, always, whatever, just, even if you don't buy a lot, buy a little every time maybe you go to the store. So you will not run out of just the basic essential stuff, toilet paper, paper towel, toothpaste, stuff like that. Have canned goods around. So I was raised that way. So the bottom line is, this whole thing with inflation, it's these companies and CEOs are charging all of us more because they can. They can pimp us. And I'm just going to I'm going to just give it to you straight, no chaser. I'm going to give you the Bacardi without the Coke. I'm going to do what Brother Joe Madison, shout out to Brother Joe Madison on Sirius XM, says, he going to put it where the goats can get it, and I'm going to give it to you straight. I'm going to give you the Bacardi without the Coke chaser. The straight 151 rum. These companies and CEOs are charging us more because they can. Because they can. So, know that. But they knew that there was such a demand. We were just all excited to get back outside, and we were all excited to be among other people. We were. And we were willing to pay a little more than we should have, a lot more than we should have, because we wanted that human connection. We wanted that fellowship. We wanted to see Janet Jackson at the Essence Festival or the Cincinnati Music Festival, to see New Edition and Jodeci and Charlie Wilson, or to see the Lakers, or to see the Chicago White Sox or the Yankees, or see who or whatever you wanted to see. And these CEOs and companies, they knew that, especially around May. Notice when gas prices really started getting crazy, like late April, May especially, airline tickets really started getting crazy, like mid-April, April and May. Why? Because they knew people were going on vacation. Summertime, kids are out of school. You're trying to take them. You want to take them to Disney World or Disneyland, or you want to, like I said, you want to go down to New Orleans to the Essence Festival or visit family and friends. Now, now they've done all that, so we can reduce the price because kids are going back to school, vacation time. Folks have taken their vacation. They've kind of gotten that out their system. They do it because they can. Just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should do something. Let's talk about gas prices, and I'm going to wrap it up. All the oil companies in America, and I told you yesterday, the number one producer of oil that people use for the car and all that stuff, not produced in Saudi Arabia, not in like Qatar or Qatar, not in over there in Dubai, not in Russia, not in China, in America. And because of President Biden, a couple months ago, he started releasing like $1 million, I think, not 1 million gallons, is it a week? Something to that. I don't think it was 1 million gallons a day. I think it was like $1 million, 1 million gallons of extra like reserve gas that we have. They call it these gas reserves that the country has just in case there's an emergency. So we got way more than people can even imagine. But he tapped into those reserves, said, let's produce, I think, 1 million gallons more a week. Shout out to everybody watching me. Hello to my number one fan, my mom, Mary Dixon. What up, Groove Master Dre? Thank you guys. I see all your posts. And I see Groove Master Dre, I see you too. So the bottom line is, in case you didn't know, gas prices dropped a lot. Where I am, 70 cents per gallon in a month. That's almost $1 a gallon. It's amazing how gas prices have gone down. Airline plane tickets have gone down. At least the price of catfish per pound isn't going up. It's stable. It's still pretty damn high. $10 a pound for catfish. But that's the fillets, the steaks are like $7 a pound. So now I kind of mix it up. They do it because they can. Just be aware. But all this, because people complain about what President Biden didn't do. And listen, I'm not on President Biden's payroll, and he ain't perfect. But man, y'all got to understand. You got to understand the big picture and the long game. Like I said, once again, this is why voting matters. And if you'd had some more senators, some more like-minded senators that would have supported President Biden, now we got a chance. We got Cheryl Beasley running to be a senator in North Carolina. We got State Representative Crystal Matthews is running to be the next U.S. Senator here in South Carolina. And she got Tim Scott's crew, got them scared because they just doing all kind of scandalous stuff. You got Charles Booker. You got this brother in Kentucky. They've got this brother named Mandela Barnes in Wisconsin. You got Gary Chambers Jr. running to be in the U.S. Senate in Louisiana. That's just 5 right there. 5 right there. Just imagine 5 more U.S. Senate seats, 5 U.S. senators. You would need Joe Manchin and Kristen Sinema. Heck, if we get 3 or 4, Joe Manchin, I will drive to D.C. I'll rent the U-Haul. I'll pay for it myself out of my own pocket. I'll drive there I'll pack your stuff for you and move you over to the Republican side, free of charge. And I'm a man of my word. I'll be a one-man moving service. I'll be more than happy. And if Kristen Cinema, she can throw her stuff in the U-Haul too. I'll move both of y'all. Then you can just do what you really want to do. And it won't matter. Then the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. Then we can pass the Federal Women's Protection Act that will make sure that any woman can get an abortion in any state in America. That law will protect a woman's right to get a safe and legal abortion, period, full stop, in any state. So you got so many states like the state of South Carolina that has virtually made a woman getting an abortion illegal. In many states, even if a woman has been raped, even if a 10-year-old baby has been raped or a victim of incest, even if the mother's life is in jeopardy, even if the woman has had a miscarriage and she is carrying what they call a stillborn or dead fetus, which will eventually, that will kill her. Some states like, well, too bad, but you can't, which is, I'm not a lawyer, but I know some attorneys, because it just dawned on me. I'm going to make some calls. Because if a woman is carrying a stillborn fetus, so that's a dead fetus. That unborn child, or unborn fetus, is dead. It's no longer living. Then how is that? I don't get it. So if the fetus is already dead inside the mom, removing it is not killing it. If the fetus is already dead, I'm gonna get that answer for you. Because just in real time, it just hit me like that. But anyway, the Women's Protection Act and the Civil Rights Act, Voting Rights Act, we can pass a Voting Rights Act to make sure that the voting rights for black people and brown people, people of color are protected. All the things, like I said, those child tax credits, we could get universal pre-K, all the stuff that Biden wanted to do, that Joe Manchin basically cock-blocked, him and Kristen Sinema. Get enough U.S. senators, you can make that happen. Because and make sure that you are running and voting for these local offices. If you got a governorship, if you got a governor's race up, if you got local elections, you got a mayor. Remember, mayors in most places, they appoint the police chief. So if you got a really messed up police department, I guess we said what city doesn't, but some are worse than others, that's on the mayor. Because the mayor determines who's going to be his police chief, his or her police chief. So the mayor can say, look, if you got these really racist sexist police officers, either you're going to change the culture, I'm going to change you and bring somebody in to change the culture. And if they all want to quit, they can quit. We'll put an ad out. We'll recruit from across the country. We'll pay them, time and a half. We'll pay them double, whatever we got to do to get police officers who believe in serving and protecting everybody, all people, as Nelly would say, everybody, not just somebody's. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you. God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show. I come to you live, Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. in Chicago, 3:30 p.m. out in Los Angeles. Please subscribe to the Geno Jones Show on the Geno Jones channel. Please share, like, binge watch this and every episode. So subscribe, share, like, and binge watch. Copy the link, copy and post it. Grab some of the show, put it up on TikTok for me. Let's make it go viral. All my TikTokers, put the Geno Jones Show up. Grab about a minute of it, because you got a ton of content. You can have a whole bunch of string of videos. Just a ganger-ish. What my man Mike Epps said, just bring a ganger. Yeah. So just put a gang of them them things up there on YouTube or on Instagram, because now Instagram, they got their little stories. So they basically are like, wait, hold on, TikTok, wait, we can do that too. We can go ahead and let people basically, people who want to be performers, that's the great, they love about TikTok. Because it's like the performance is like, everybody wants to be a star for like 30, 60 seconds. So now Instagram, they got something called stories with Facebook, where you put the little short videos up on there. So y'all just go ahead, grab some of the Geno Jones Show, put it up on Instagram for me, on TikTok, Instagram, or Facebook. Grab about 30, 60. Just grab, just the whole show, just chop it up in little 30, 60-second bites. Put it up there for your boy. How about that? Shout out to Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. He is the CEO of Designer Cuts here in Goose Creek, South Carolina, which is part of the Charleston, South Carolina Metro. Check him out. Check out Kel on Instagram. Keep a brother fresh. Kel be cutting up, because Kel be cutting up. All right, KelBecuttitup on Instagram. Allie Jones, she is the drip director. She is the wardrobe consultant, the stylist. Bam! Bam! For the Geno Jones Show. Check her out on Instagram. So she's got LX, Lexi, L like Lexi, X is in extra, dot, N is in Nancy, C is in Charlie, L is in Larry, underscores that little dash down at the bottom. LX.NCL underscore. Or Lexi with 2 X's. She's a supermodel too. So check her out. Lexi, LEXXIE .Nicole underscore, little dash at the bottom, designs. The next live edition of the Geno Jones Show is going to be tomorrow, Thursday, 6:30 p.m. So I got special guests. They came out in the early 2000s. They had a nice little run, a couple hits, took a break, I believe, and now they're back with a brand new song, new video, Rough Ends. Yes, so check out my special guest tomorrow. It's going to be Rough Ends. And next week, this is new artist named Tone that's blowing up on the radio. And there's a very interesting story about brother Tone that involves me and him. I don't know what y'all thinking. He'll be my guest next week, Tuesday. He's scheduled to be on, and I'm gonna let him share his story. It's an inspirational story. But you'll like it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Mary Dixon. Thank you to my mother. Mother, you know I love you more than life itself. Thank you to my brother, Groove Master Dre. Thank you to everybody watching the show live. Once again, please subscribe, share, like, and binge watch. Screen grab, put it up on TikTok, Instagram story, Facebook stories. I'll see you, if you're watching me live, Thursday, tomorrow, 6:30 p.m. If you're not watching me live, thank you for watching. You can go back and binge watch it again. And like I said, email it, send it, tag somebody's page, copy and paste the link. Do what you do. Do your thing. And until tomorrow, till Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, as always, be blessed. Pray for peace. Thanks for watching.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.